bright sunny June afternoon and we're welcoming back to the club our record signing, Chris Conn-Clarke. No pressure, Chris. First of all, it's fantastic to see you back at Altrincham Football Club, and there's been a lot of rumour and speculation in the months since you went over the sea to Ireland to play for Waterford, but finally the deal's been done. Can you tell us how it all came about?
Well, obviously, you all know I was here last season. Loved every minute of it. I wanted to stay for the full season. Obviously, that couldn't happen. Went to Waterford. Didn't have my best of spells, and then was coming back over to England. And the gaffer here told me he really wants me, and he gave me what I wanted. And as soon as he said that, I said, yeah, I have to go and do it again. I loved every second last season, so I want to just enjoy it again. And I miss playing in front of the fans, so want to come back and play in front of them fans again.
You really were flying last season, particularly when your loan spell came to an end. 10 goals in 31 appearances, and you scored 5 in your last 4 appearances for Altrincham. So it was the worst possible time for you to go.
Yeah, as you said there, the stats, I feel like I could have done better at the start of the loan spell, but as soon as it was coming to an end, I just started scoring, and I felt like I could have scored every game, to be honest, and as I said a second ago, I was enjoying it, and that's when I'm at my best, when I'm enjoying football, and that's it really.
And it was an emotional farewell. You scored 2 goals on your final appearance last season for the Robins against Maidenhead United. One was a bit speculative, and the other was a fantastic free kick, but I wouldn't say you looked a bit of a broken man at the end of it, but it was quite an emotional time.
It was, yeah. I was only here, 6 months or something, but I felt a real connection, and a connection with the club, all the players, the fans, and everyone always says it's a real family, orientated club, but it does feel like that when you're in it, and I loved every single minute of it.
And in terms of your goal against FC Halifax Town on Boxing Day, wonderful goal, won the Altrincham Football Club goal of the season. Remarkably, wasn't in the shortlist for the National League goals of the season. If there were 12 better goals than that, well, my auntie's my uncle sort of thing. But it was almost like your own goal of the month competition. But did you have a particular favourite?
I would say the Halifax one was one of my favourites, because it was the last minute, wasn't it? And obviously Alty as well came running up from goalkeeper. But I'd say the Oldham one as well was a very good one for myself. It was the only goal of the game as well, and it was a good crowd that game. So that's what I'm about. I like scoring goals. I like scoring winners. I like playing in front of big crowds, and I just love being in that environment, to be honest.
And was there a particular game that was your favourite, or you felt was your best performance?
Probably one of my favourite games was the Torquay game, the one on BT Sport. Obviously, we only got a draw that day, we only got a point, but a 4-4, I think that was good, a good game on BT Sport, and it just shows you the quality of the National League and how good it's getting. But I really enjoyed that game as well.
And you scored the opening goal in that game. Brilliant delivery from Ryan Colclough. But the most memorable bit of that goal for me was the way you pointed for exactly for where Ryan to put the ball, and then you finished it with your side foot.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a sad miss not having Ryan as well playing, but that's the way he is. He's a good to have a link up with him, and he's a quality player, isn't he? And he will be missed.
You mentioned that you weren't too happy with the start of your loan spell. We had a difficult start to the season. We didn't win in the first 9 games, and I think we could all see that there was a player there, but it wasn't quite happening for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the first 10 games we didn't win any games, but listen, the group we had a young group last year, and there was a lot of new players as well, so we were all just kind of bonding together. We were still having good performances, but I knew within myself I could do a lot better, and I think first 15 games only had 1 goal, and then I was analysing my game, and I was seeing what else I could do better, and then the last 15 games I felt like I'd done a lot better.
There's a fine line between success and failure in football, as in life. And the second game of the season at Bromley, searing heat, 35, 36, 37 degrees, unbelievable heat. You had a really good game, caused a few problems. You had a couple of chances. If those had gone in, maybe the season would have started differently.
Exactly, that's all you need. You need a bit of luck in football as well. I think I had the last kick of the game that day, and keeper made a great save, and obviously our goalkeeper got injured as well. And I think Jordan had to go in nets. So if that doesn't happen, maybe we get a win there, and it kicks your season off.
And the following Tuesday, we went to Maidenhead, tore them apart for 15 minutes. Then one error, we're 1-0 down. We couldn't quite recover from that.
Yeah, Maidenhead, it's a tough place to go. Don't think anyone really understands how hard it is to go, especially on a Tuesday night as well. And as you say, we battered them for 60 minutes, and then they go and score 2 goals. So it's just this league. Sums this league up. Anyone can beat anyone.
And how big a part has Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorville made in your decision to come to Altrincham?
I think they're the biggest. They had the most influence on me. I feel they're a great combination. Obviously, the gaffer Phil, he brought me in and he trusted me, even when I was doing not the best I could have done. As you said, them first 10-15 games, he stuck by me. I think I started every game at bar one, which was the Chesterfield game. But he knows what I'm about and he trusts me, and I feel like I repaid that at the later stage of my loan last year.
And how do you feel that your game has improved?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's improved in so many ways, like hard to score and working off the ball, and it's not always just about me. Do you know what I mean? Being as a team, being a leader in a team, like different ways, people being a leader through communicating and through how they play. So I feel like obviously I'm still young, I'm 21, but I can be a leader on the pitch and how I play.
You mentioned the goal against Halifax Town at the J. Davidson Stadium. On New Year's Day, you scored another stunning goal, and the technique for that free kick, very, very difficult skill to replicate. And I know that was the goal that had the bench just saying, what's gone on there?
Yeah, I think the gaffer said to me he turned away as soon as I hit it because he thought it was over, and then he heard the crowds cheering, and he was like, "How's that winning?" But nah, that's just practice, and that's like sometimes you could do them and they can go sky high, and then sometimes you connect with a good and it goes in the top corner. It's just practice every day and try and make it as best as you can.
So you went off to Waterford, and of course the League of Ireland is played from February through to November, so it's quite different with a 2-week break, which they're on at the moment, which I would assume is why you're here this week,
yeah.
Particularly. But Danny Searle was the manager, who's a manager we've come across as the manager of Aldershot, but things didn't go well for him because he lost his job fairly quickly.
Yeah, Danny's a top man and a top manager as well. I feel like the boys, we all didn't perform to our best, and obviously football's a hard game, isn't it? And Danny had to lose his job through that. New gaffer came in, Keith, and he's got the best out of the lads over there, and they're on a good run of games. But for me personally, it was tough going out there after over a half a season here, and obviously my missus and that, she was pregnant at the time, so it was hard for me moving away from family and all. But I'm here now, and I just want to kickstart this season here and just do what I do best.
And expectations were really high at Waterford at the start of the season, and they've done well the second, but a long way behind runaway leaders Galway United.
Yeah, expectations, everyone has it. I'll have it here. I do thrive off expectation because I want everyone to think I'm going to be the best and I'm going to score goals, but over there it just didn't work for me, and that's just what happened. So I've came back.
And you mentioned your family there. Tell us about your family.
Well, I'm from Northern Ireland, from Belfast. Grew up there my whole life, and then moved away to England when I was 16. I have 2 brothers and live with my mum.
And you've recently had a new addition because you were celebrating the impending arrival of your new addition after you scored that goal against FC Halifax Town.
Yeah, little CJ, he's a little star.
And your partner?
Yeah, she's in there as well. I'm surprised she's not in the interview. She always gets in somewhere. But nah, she's the best as well. She's probably the best mum ever, to be fair. Like,
And she's a Brummie.
she is a Bromley. That's the only bad thing about her.
You went over there with Barry Bagley, who's a big mate of yours, and things have gone quite well for Barry.
Yeah, Barry's flying over there. Listen, Barry's a top player. I feel like he could go back into that Fleetwood team tomorrow, and the fact that me and Barry's grew up together, like, love playing with him as well, but he's doing really well over, and I'm proud of him as well.
So, was there a moment in time when you decided, I want to go back to Altrincham?
Well, there was talk of me finishing my loan spell of Waterford about 2 months ago, saying come back this period, and like the first choice was going back into try and get into the Fleetwood team, and then Altrincham came about, and I was like, I felt like I wasn't wanted at Fleetwood. We're here, I feel loved, and everyone loves me, and so as soon as Altrincham came about, I really wanted to come here and prove a few people wrong. Like,
And Fleetwood, I suppose, is the missing piece, because I'm sure they were fully aware of our interest in you, and that you would have been happy to come to Altrincham, but they were resisting that at a certain time. But there must have been a point in time when they decided, right, it's a good offer, it's the right offer,
Yeah.
and it's the right thing for you.
Yeah, that's football sometimes. Like, sometimes the player doesn't have a say in it, but it's over now and I'm here now, so let's get started.
So National League, be your third season in the National League, because you did have 1 and a bit games for us in the previous season. Made your debut against Woking and then got injured at Kings Lynn Town. You know what a strong league it is, and despite the fact that we've lost a couple of behemoths in Wrexham and Notts County, it's going to be a big league next season.
Yeah, it is a huge league, even without them big teams. Like, Altrincham themselves, I feel like we are an up and coming team, and I expect no less than the playoffs this year, to be fair. Like, we have a good lads coming in. We do lose players like Lundstrom, Clough and all, but Phil's always good in his recruitment, and he always brings in top players. Like, so I feel like I want the playoffs, Phil wants the playoffs, and I feel like that's where we're going to this year.
And I remember when we interviewed you in your first spell at the club, and we asked you where you like to play, you said anywhere across the front three or in the number 10, but number 10 very much does appear to be your best fit.
Yeah, I think we've seen that last year with being in the 10 that can float about and create chances and score chances as well, so I think that's where you'll see me most this year.
Well, welcome back to the football club. We're absolutely made up to see you here in Cheshire, and really looking forward to see what you can do for the football club this season.
Thank you, proud to be here.